Hello, everybody. My name is Josh Hoover with Benefit Technology Resources, and we wanted to come to you because with all this COVID-19 and coronavirus stuff, a lot of people are now working from home. And so BTR, we've had a culture for 12 years of working remotely. So I wanted to get together with some of my friends and teammates to talk about just different initiatives and cultural impacts of a remote workforce. So we have on here Corrina Nation. Try to get the directions. Hayes Stevens, and I'm going to mess that up. There we go. And then, despite what the screen says, that's actually Kelli LeMieux, not Ashley Carrasco, but that's okay. One of the fun things about working remotely with and dealing with conference calls all the time. So, the first topic we wanted to talk about is webcams. So, Ashley, see, it says it on the screen, so it's throwing me off. Kelli, tell me just kind of your opinion, your experience with webcams and how we have deployed those here at BTR.
Great. Well, I got to admit, we love them and we hate them. But it is really a necessary tool when you work from home. Some of us collected here, we've got years of experience working from home. We've gotten used to it, but we know that some of you are having a hard time adjusting. So we wanted to give you some pro tips. But I got to be honest, when we first launched internal webcams for our internal meetings, at first they were really distracting. We had a hard time interacting and not just looking at ourselves and fixing our own hair the whole time. But once we got past a certain point and just accepted it as a way of life, for our internal meetings, I mean, I can't imagine meeting with my team on a weekly basis without deploying webcams. And we let it all hang out. Messy hair, no makeup, T-shirts, no problem, when you're with the appropriate audience. So please welcome and embrace an informal atmosphere when you're working with your folks and your teams internally, and then kick it up a notch when you are client-facing. And all it has to be is a professional shirt.
Hey, what about you? How has, like webcams, how has that impacted you from a cultural perspective as far as engaging with your teammates or our teammates?
I think I think it's vital. You know, honestly, like Kelli mentioned, it was kind of weird at first, so because you're constantly distracted on who's doing what and, you know, who's putting their hand against their face, running their hands through it. You know, you got those kind of distractions. But from a cultural standpoint, I really feel that it really brings you together from this remote kind of work-life balance. You know, it makes you feel like you're in the office next door. It truly makes you feel as if you're in a conference room collaborating and planning out, you know, any kind of work-related information or material you might be working on. It really kind of drives that kind of human-to-human contact that we've kind of really gotten away from, honestly, with social media and texting, and it just puts it, you know, it makes it real. So I think from a cultural standpoint, it's huge for relationship building within our internal team, especially.
Yeah.
One of my favorite.
Everyone uses it, right? So classic, right? We interrupt each other. That happens a lot when you're on webcam too. But I was just gonna say, Josh, that I think as long as everyone's using it, and Kelli mentioned that too, like that's what's key, because you hate just seeing somebody on, and you know they're dialed in, and you know they're listening in, almost like watching you, but not deploying their webcam. It's like, well, what the heck? So as long as everyone's committed to using it, regardless of what you look like sometimes, we're a little bit more cleaned up right now. Most of the times we're not, you know, because we've gotten that comfort level. So it takes time, but everyone has to use it because it's really creepy, honestly, when you don't have everyone on and they're listening in.
You know, one of my favorite, I love having the webcams we do a Secret Santa every year. We do happy hours. We do a Halloween party, a costume party, and everybody goes all out for that. It's so much fun. So the webcam has culturally been ingrained with us, and it becomes a lot of fun. It helps you interact with everybody. So, Corrina, conference call etiquette. You know, we've all seen that conference call in real life YouTube video. If you have not seen it, you need to check that out. But tell us some conference call etiquette stories and how to be polite on conference calls.
The hardest thing is not interrupting. It really is, because most of these webcam or conference call, apparatus or software, there's always a delay. And so our voices are coming in like a 1-second delay. And so it's not as organic of a conversation sometimes because you have that delay. So being mindful of that and allowing yourself to pause when you're done speaking, and then that lets the other person know, okay, I'm gonna speak up now and say something. But otherwise, it just becomes this big garbled audio mess, and then you don't know what anybody's saying, and speaking over each other and stuff. So that's been huge, and that's been really hard. Even if you're not using webcam, honestly, we do that all the time with each other, where we're just on the audio portion, and there's that delay, and you forget. Oh, you got to pause. So that's really, really hard to remember sometimes. But save yourself the garbled mess, and don't try to speak over each other.
I agree. I mean, something that I definitely struggle with, something that I personally struggled with, is that silence is okay. So sometimes you just want to fill the space, and letting yourself know that we can stop, it can be quiet. Also for me is the mute button, using your mute button when you're not speaking, because when you're on these calls with multiple people, sometimes the background noise, you don't even realize that, it's affecting the entire conversation.
Kelly, you mentioned something earlier. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, very similar to what Hayes was just mentioning, I think that finding a pace and a cadence in which you want to deliver your agenda, find a comfortable pace that allows an opportunity to breathe. But a pause, an intentional pause, will allow your audience to chime in with their thoughts and feedback, rather than having to, jot down notes and be distracted by collecting their own thoughts and saving them till the end. Just something as simple as setting an appropriate pace can create a much more collaborative and productive webcam experience for everyone.
What about, and I'm just going to throw this one out, what about distractions, eliminating distractions? Because right now, kids are home, pets. I mean, how do you eliminate distractions and continue to be productive with those possibilities?
A lot of threatening. I threaten my children. No, I'm kidding. We're in uncharted territory, right? And we're all going to be experiencing or subject to the same types of distractions. So I think allowing, grace and compassion and just understanding right now is the most important thing. Even as we speak, I'm simply just counting down the minutes for my mailman to drop off the mail, and my dog's going to go bananas. So just being mindful. But even at the beginning of an engagement, if you know that there may be a potential interruption, just acknowledging it on the front end and apologizing in advance, I think goes a long way, rather than having to react to an interruption or a distraction. So just own it. We'll get through this together, and just, I think just acknowledging it rather than trying to hide it is the best way.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So anything else you can think of?
Well, like Corrina said, I think we could go on. Yeah. We could go on and on, but we don't want to saturate the content here. But if you find yourself having a hard time adjusting, consider us your phone a friend. We can help you. We can help you with ideas, more like what we discussed here today. Don't forget about those HR technology needs as well. But please just reach out. We're here. We're your valued business partner. We want you to consider us, again, that phone a friend. Let us know if you need anything, and that even if it's just how do I nourish myself outside of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich at 12:30? We can help with that too.
If you want us on webcam or FaceTime, make sure you let us know first, so that we can prepare appropriately. All right. So, Corrina, I'm sure there was some sort of distraction that we just missed, but whatever. We'll ignore it. So, with that, I hope you enjoyed this. We had a little fun with it, but hope this was helpful, just thinking of different ways to, leverage your work from home or your remote environment for the time being or on into the future. So, enjoy. Thanks for watching. And if you have questions, let us know.